American sci-fi of the 80s and 90s has this reverence for technology, often being treated as a way to help prevent some great disaster or catastrophe. But there is a distinct difference in Japanese pop culture. While there was certainly the same fetishization of technology, there was often a deep-rooted underlying cynicism to it, with many stories not being about the prevention of large-scale disaster, but learning to survive once disaster has occurred. This difference in perspective is seen by many as a reverberation of the 1945 bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki during World War II, in which 2 atomic bombs were detonated over the city of Hiroshima, killing 129,000 people. This tragedy was reflected in many pieces of iconic Japanese cinema that followed throughout the years, and we can see this directly in the first shot of Akira, as a catastrophic explosion of light eradicates a Tokyo cityscape, and from the ashes of a ruined Tokyo has risen Neo-Tokyo, a dangerous, wild dystopia of a city where biker gangs openly spill each other's blood in the streets, and where civil unrest and mass protests have led to frequent rioting, where the scars of mass destruction can still be felt in every aspect of society. It's a semblance of Tokyo that feels like it's spinning violently apart, still stumbling and spluttering in the wake of World War III, and we see it all through the eyes of Kaneda and Tetsuo. 2 orphaned delinquents who together have formed a violent motorcycle gang and have eked out a chaotic existence in the streets of Neo-Tokyo. And you can see the struggle the city faces in every facet of their lives, from the overcrowded schools to the way they're treated by adults to the random acts of violence they commit against regular citizens. The film does an exceptional job of establishing the world these characters live in, not through any real exposition, but just through strong dystopian imagery. And it's strong world-building imagery like this that's present throughout Akira. From the ruined monument outside Kaneda and Tetsuo's school to the searing neon lights that bathe the city in a harsh, futuristic glow. And it really conveys the feeling that these characters are trapped, both by the city and by the shadow of the catastrophe. But while Kaneda's wild nature allows him to thrive in the chaos, Tetsuo feels bitter and alone, his only comfort in life being his girlfriend Kaori, the 2 together dreaming of escaping Neo-Tokyo and living a peaceful life somewhere else. By fixing the events of the story from the perspectives of Kaneda and Tetsuo, it lets us empathize with the long-reaching, intimate human cost of large-scale disaster. Kaneda and Tetsuo are violent delinquents, but they're a product of their environment. Without families or a stable society, they never had a chance to be anything else.